Angel Reese sees no different treatment from WNBA officials despite Chicago Star's viral outburst. "I don't give a damn if I get fined because that cheap," Angel Reese snapped after their last loss to the Minnesota Lynx. Furious over the officiating, she called out the lack of foul calls for both herself and her team. The disparity was hard to ignore as Minnesota had 17 free throw attempts, while Chicago had just 8. That outburst sparked plenty of debate. Many in the basketball community applauded her for speaking truth to power, arguing that her frustration was warranted given the inconsistency in league officiating. She wasn't alone, either. Kelsey Plum made similar headlines after suffering scratches on her face and body during the Los Angeles Sparks' 89-81 overtime loss to the Golden State Valkyries, blasting the referees over what she called absurd foul disparity. Multiple players experiencing the same things just point toward poor officiating. That frustration didn't fade in the next game against the Washington Mystics. She got to the line 15 times, and Reese picked up 5 personal fouls herself. The officiating didn't stop the game from becoming physical, and the risk of injury escalated. In total, Washington racked up 21 fouls while Chicago was whistled for 26. The game itself went down to the wire and was decided by a foul, too. Shakira Austin was fouled in the final seconds, and she made both of her free throws to squeak out a 2.81-79 win for the Mystics. On the brighter side, this time, Reese got her fouls called. However, the physicality of the WNBA remains a tough conversation. If this continues, Reese could suffer another season-ending injury like last year when she fell on her wrist in a match against the Sparks. Reese fractured her left wrist in a third-quarter fall, which required surgery and essentially cost the Sky a playoff spot. Reese draws 3.9 fouls per game, placing her among the top 20 in the league, but that stat barely scratches the surface. As the league's leading rebounder, she is constantly in the middle of physical battles that go well beyond what the numbers reflect. Officiating has been wildly inconsistent. Some nights, like the game against the Mystics, she gets to the line often. On other nights, like the matchup against Minnesota, nothing seems to go her way. The Caitlin Clark case should be a warning sign for the league. In her debut season, she faced a lot of physicality, as flagrant fouls on Caitlin Clark accounted for 17.1% of all flagrants. This year, she endured 4.8 personal fouls per game. Clark has been missing 9 out of 18 games with 2 different injuries, a groin injury and a quadriceps strain. That has heavily impacted the league financially with lost viewers and decreased attendance. If all-star players like Reese and Clark sustain long-term injuries, it will negatively impact the league. Chicago plays from the inside out, relying on their bigs to generate offense, and those bigs, like Angel Reese, take far more hits than other positions ever do. Still, Reese delivered again. She dominated the glass with 15 rebounds, dropped 22 points, and dished out 4 assists. A dozen of those points came from the line, a clear sign of how often she was hacked in the paint. Her performance came on the back of big talk before the game. Angel Reese eyes unicorn status like Nikola Jokic and Giannis. Admittedly, Angel Reese was a very one-dimensional player in her rookie season. Reese dominated the boards with 13.6 points and 13.1 rebounds, with just 1.9 assists per game. She had no threat from beyond the arc as she shot just 0.5 threes per game at an 18.8% success rate. However, she has made notable efforts to change that, and that is reflected in her attitude. Reese admitted during a recent interview that she is working hard to reach unicorn status. "Yeah, I do enjoy it," Reese said. "It's like that unicorn, the Sadis Sabelli of the world. The Jokic's, the Giannis of the world. And just being able to be that and be the new norm. So just continue to work and grind and do whatever it takes." Reese has put up multiple big games in 2025. She set a WNBA record with her 5th consecutive game with 15-plus rebounds in the loss against the Washington Mystics. Reese is the only player in WNBA history to accomplish this feat. She has become a more well-rounded player as well, contributing more on the creative front and a better shot from the three-point line. After a disappointing start to the season, she has really stepped up on all fronts for the Sky after a sophomore slump early in the season. In the last 10 games, she has averaged 15.7 points, 5 assists, and 13.6 rebounds per game. Being a threat from all 3 fronts, she has also shot at 26.6